weekly team call for Monday, March 3rd, 2014. How's it
Hi.
going?
Hi, everyone.
Hope y'all are having a great evening.
Who we have? We have Angie Tabers on, Candace
Arlene,
Kramer,
Candace,
yes,
Marcia, Dawn, Brandy,
Hi,
and
guys.
30 some other people that are watching. So awesome. Thank you all for connecting and taking time out of your schedules to watch our weekly team call.
Mm-hmm.
So we're excited that tonight we're going to go over about why people quit and improving retention on your team. So let us know if you hear any echoing. Hopefully we have that fixed, and hopefully we won't have the issues that we had last week or the week before, or whenever that was.
Or the week before that.
All the time, basically. Okay, so retention. I mean, it's a huge thing, right? I mean,
yeah.
You want people to stay, and you've worked hard on getting them, and you've worked hard on recruiting and sponsoring people, and what happens? They quit. Like
dun dun dun.
It really sucks, doesn't it? I mean, that just takes the wind right out of your sails, doesn't it? I mean, they are for whatever reason they're going good, or maybe they never even went for a little bit, but you were so excited to have somebody join your team, and you're trying to build your team because you see the opportunity, right? You see it, and you're trying to work your business, and why don't they see it? Why can't they see it? I mean, can't they see how well you're doing, or how well your upline is doing, or how well Susie Q is doing? I mean, how come they don't see it? So that's what we're going to kind of talk about tonight, and so we'll answer some questions, but we're going to kind of go right into it here. One of the very first things, why people quit. So again, the topic is improving retention and why people quit. We're going to talk first about why they quit, and then we'll talk about improving retention, because you have to know why they quit in order to help retain people. Okay, so what we think one of the number one reasons why people quit is that their expectations don't match reality. So their expectations of what they think about Pink Zebra or the business isn't matching actually what is going on with their business, and that can happen by building it up, creating a false hope, making it sound like it's easy, right? Because it's not easy.
No, it's not easy.
It takes a lot of work. It's not a get rich quick. It's not. Sales just don't fall into your lap. Potential team members just don't fall into your lap. There's a lot of work involved, and so if they think that it's going to be easy and they get in, they realize that it's hard. Okay, what's going to happen? There's a huge disconnect there, and they're like, "Screw this, right? And I'm not going to do that.
Right,
It takes too much work. I didn't. What about all this work? I thought this was going to be easy." And yeah, that's a huge thing. So you have to make sure that their expectation and what they expect of the business and of themselves, is going to match the reality. And you do that by being honest with them up front. Yes, it's a great opportunity. Yes, it's the products. I mean, we've said this before. The products almost sell themselves.
Yeah, absolutely. You get it in their hands, it's sold.
Yeah, and that's great,
but that's not all there is to it.
Right.
There's a lot more to it.
There's a lot more to it, and I almost hate saying to people that the product sells itself. I mean, that sounds so cliche, but because that also that can hinder them in the beginning, because they get that false hope possibly of, oh, it's going to be easy. Well, you still have to get out there and pound the pavement and make the calls, and you got to get it in front of people. And so if they're not doing that, it's easy to quit. Really easy to quit. So
easy to sign, easy to quit.
Yeah. Do you want to do that one?
You go ahead.
Okay. Another reason why they quit is their why isn't big enough. So we talk about your why. Why did you join Pink Zebra? Why are you doing this? Why? Okay, you need to know that. So if somebody just joins because they want their house to smell good and they're really not interested in the business, they're really not interested in the opportunity, then it's going to be relatively easy for them to say, oh, okay, I couldn't get any parties. I couldn't get any shows. No one would buy anything from me. Scentsy is way too, popular around here. Everybody loves Scentsy. Blah blah blah. I'm just going to quit.
Mhm.
But if their why is big enough, okay, if it's that I want to retire from my job, or I want to help my husband retire from his job,
Right.
or I want to be able to pay a car payment, or I want to make the house payment, or I want to start saving for college for my kids, or want to go on vacation, or whatever it is.
Right. Right.
If that why is big enough, then they'll stay in it because they see the value, okay, the
Yeah.
opportunity. So that's another one.
Yeah, and I was going to add to that too that whenever I joined, my why was simply to make my house smell good. So I think it's important to, we're not telling you not to sign those people that tell you that,
Right.
because you never know who's going to turn out to be amazing. So, but it just kind of gives you a heads up as their sponsor that, okay, she's made it clear that she's maybe not at this level, so I may focus a little bit more over here, something like that. It just kind of helps you up here mentally, kind of, I don't know what I'm trying to say, guide where you
Right,
want to go,
right. Mhm.
because it's fine. A lot of people just join as a hobby, and that's completely fine,
Right.
But it's good to know that too, when you're building a team and things like that.
Hmm.
So,
Yeah, and we've had team members that join just for the discount, and then they turn out to be rock stars. I mean, you never
Uh-huh.
know. And so never, like Roxy said, never discount anybody. If they want to join your team, great. Let them
Mhm.
sign up. If they just want to join just for the discount, okay, sign them up. That's great, because you never know what'll happen. So definitely don't discount anybody. And especially if they just say they want their wife for joining Pink Zebras just to pay, for date night once a month with their husband or whatever. I mean, that's great. I mean, you can help them do that, and so you should be in the mindset of helping them reach their why. Okay. Another one, why people quit. This is huge. Is
Yeah.
there's no support from their family, their friends,
Mhm.
or their spouses.
That can make or break a
It can.
consultant.
Oh, it's so frustrating, and it's so heartbreaking to see people that see the opportunity and they have it in them, but they can't get past that peer pressure, that social pressure, the stigma of network marketing or direct sales, and it's going against the norm. I mean, you're bucking the norm. That the norm is you go to work 8 to 5, normal job for 30, 40, 50 years, whatever it takes, to retire. And that's the norm. And that's okay whenever you do that. And people are like, you're talking to them and they're saying, I hate my job. My boss is crummy. All that stuff. Oh gosh, it's just the worst place. And
Yeah.
everyone will be like, yeah, man, I'm so sorry. I'm all that. That's too bad. And then the minute that you have someone that goes against that and says, I'm going to try this, and if I work really hard for several years, I'm going to be able to retire. They'll be like, "Oh, you're crazy. You're stupid. Why do you do that? You're wasting all this time and money."
You have a degree. You need to be using your degree. When are you going to go out and get a real job? That's what I hear.
Crazy.
Our family, Brett's mom is really supportive. And your dad too.
Hmm.
My mom, my dad, not so much.
Maybe they're getting there. I think.
I don't know. Maybe they're just, I don't know. Teachers very secure, and I was tenured, and so it was very secure type job. But
And then it's like, oh, and Brett's quitting his job too. What?
yeah,
Are you guys crazy?
how are you going to eat? It's like, well, we did think about it,
Yeah.
before. But anyways, it's very common. I get it too.
Yeah.
When are you going? You've got a degree. When are you going to go
When are you gonna
use
get a job?
it? When are you
Yeah.
going to get a real job?
Yeah, we've had potential team members say, well, why would I waste my college degree selling candles, home fragrances? And I'm like, I've got a master's degree. Roxy has a bachelor's. I mean, this
Yeah.
is, I mean, we're not, we have college degrees, and you know what? In my mind, all that is a piece of paper up on a wall. Don't have it on the wall anymore because I don't have an office like
No,
that.
where is
I
it?
should put it up in here.
I
But
should put
anyways,
mine up too.
I know. But anyways, it doesn't. It's not. It doesn't mean really anything other than you're trainable. That's all it means. Is that you set a goal and you achieve that goal. That's what that piece of paper says, and it's really nothing more. In this business, you could be a college or a high school. You could have not even graduated high school and succeed in this business, or you can have a PhD 3 or 4 times and succeed in this business.
Right.
Doesn't education level does not matter. And so yeah, it doesn't matter about that. But going back to the support of your family and spouses, that is huge, and we've seen it time and time again where team members don't have support of their spouse, their husbands, and it's so sad because
we can see all the potential in the
and
world.
they work so hard, and
They do.
they're doing so great, and then the husband comes in, and I know what the guys are thinking. You know, it's like you're spending all this money and all this time, and you're not getting anything from it. Here's another order, all this pink zebra stuff, and you're not. How much money have you made? Well, actually, by the time you pay for gas, and time to pay for mileage and booth fees or parties and supplies and all this stuff, you maybe didn't make anything. And the guys, you know, we're kind of logical, and we're like, that doesn't make sense. You're not going to do this anymore. All I see is money going out. I don't see any money coming in. And that's the thing, that it's an investment, and it takes time. It's not get rich overnight, get rich quick. It's like a crock pot. It's a marathon. It's going to take a while, you know. You got to wait for the good stuff,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
You know, the guys are like microwaves, and the women are like crock pots, and there's something about that. Anyways.
Yeah. So what
What can you
advice do we have to those consultants that are loving doing this, but they're hearing, you know, on the side?
There's the only thing that you can do for guys like that, or their spouses, or their family and their friends, is show them the money. That's one of the biggest things, and that's hard to do in the beginning. I know, in the beginning, it's so hard to do that because you're gonna work for months and months before you actually. I mean, we've talked about this in the group, that it's going to take longer for you to reach $1,000 per month in your commission check than it is to go from 1,000 to 3,000.
Yes.
3,000 to 5,000, 5,000 to 10,000. It's going to take longer to reach that 1,000 a month, and you're going to chug away, and it's going to seem like you're not going anywhere, and you're spinning your wheels, but you're inch by inch. You're getting there. But what happens is that people give up before they get there. And so if you can, you know, tell your spouse or your significant other, give me 9 months to a year. You know, if this is a business. You know, small businesses, that's what you have, is a small business, and most of them fail in the first 2 years. Over 90% of small businesses fail. And so if you can tell your family, your support system, support me please for 9 to 12 months, and if you yourself get out there and you prove them wrong, you can totally prove them wrong by working your rear off and building a team and building a business. Now, you can't say, give me 9 to 12 months and then not do anything, because it's not going to just fall into your lap. You know?
Right. That goes back to number one. Yeah.
So, okay, so the next one. All right, the next one, why people quit. It doesn't cost very much to start the business, okay? That's a great thing for network marketing and for Pink Zebra. You know, $99 or less, depending on if they're running an incentive that month, like they are this month. You know, you can join and get your kit and start your own business for less than $100. That's great, but then also that's kind of a curse because they don't have an investment in it. And what happens is that if you don't have much invested into something, it's easy for you to stand up, throw your hands up, say, walk away.
Right.
You know, it was only $75. It wasn't that much, you know, blah, blah, blah. It's really easy.
Right.
And that goes into, Roxy and I have talked before about don't buy their kit. Do not buy their kit. If somebody comes to you and they say, well, you know, I've got an offer from another consultant that says that they're going to buy my kit for me, you should just tell them, okay, you know, I mean, I'm not going to buy your kit. You know, I offer training and support for my team members. I don't know what they're going to offer, but, you know, they join your team. They're going to be part of a great upline of support. They've got all this support to help them, to teach them to grow their teams. If you give somebody their kit, there's not an incentive there. I was reading somewhere that this guy said that he really wishes that the cost to join a network marketing business would be thousands of dollars, because then people would be invested and they wouldn't give up and they wouldn't quit.
Yeah.
You know, and
Yeah.
so that mentality, that
That's
makes
true.
sense. But you
That's
know,
kind of
it's
how we were feeling with our boot camp
mhm.
there for a little bit. But I mean, this team is great, which has kind of restored our faith in that. But before it was like,
Yeah.
I mean, maybe we should charge a little bit to be in it. But anyways, go ahead. I'm sorry.
But yeah, there's not there's no incentive to stay because they don't have that investment, and so that can be something
Sorry.
with the low cost to join. It's great because almost anybody can, but then at the same time anybody can, and so you don't know, and that kind of goes into the sponsoring and the retention rate, or the like the 80-20 rule. Okay, so you're going to sponsor and sponsor and sponsor, and for every 10 people that you sponsor, probably only 2 to 3 of them are still going to be around in the next 4 to 6 months. And that's just how it is. And that's not a reflection of you as a leader or upline mentor or anything. That's the nature of this business, is that they're just going to be coming and going. You know, it kind of is a drag. You're going to have people join that never do anything. Then you're going to have ones join that work really hard and they get burned out because they didn't see the money fast enough or whatnot. So,
Right.
you know, and that's frustrating. But you know, we'll talk about retention here shortly. Okay, the next one. You want to talk about that one?
Sure. You don't like your upline, or they don't like their upline.
Yeah,
They don't have to like their upline. They don't even have to talk to their upline to be successful.
Yeah, doesn't even need to be an upline.
You don't need it.
This business, and every single direct sales company is pretty much like this, is that the company provides the training, the company provides everything that you need in order to be successful. So, you know, saying that I don't like my upline and the reason I'm failing is either because of them, or I'm not going to work this because I don't like them.
Or lack of them.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Or maybe they're not even there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, anyways, yeah. Are we? There we go. I think we were kind of
What?
out of the picture a little bit. But
Well,
anyways,
you're about cut off.
I know, I was looking down here. I was trying to fix it. It should fix it here in a second. Anyways, yeah, lack of upline or not liking their upline, people will quit, and that's crazy. That's crazy for that. So, anyways, you should tell them up front that they don't really need an upline to be successful, but that you're here to help them be successful, because if they can achieve success faster than you did, then that just benefits you in the long run. So, yeah.
Right.
Okay, another one, they don't like the system. They don't like the policies, the procedures, maybe the back office system, things like that. They don't like it, they don't agree with it, and they quit. They're like, oh, this is just, and a lot of times that's just an excuse. You know, I don't like the compensation plan, the career plan. It's not good enough. I don't like the products. They're not good enough. I don't like, you know, I mean, there's...
Crazy.
I know, it's crazy. There's lots of, you know, things that they will just say as an excuse. And so you're going to hear that. You're going to hear things like that. And then along that, maybe you want to talk?
Paying the back office fee. Be upfront with everybody that you talk to. And this is what I say. I just say that the only ongoing fee is a $10 fee for the back office, which is very common in all direct sales companies. So, but be upfront with them that it is $10 to keep your back office going.
Yeah.
Some people don't want to pay that. Well,
yeah, and we've heard people say that, you know, well, $9.95 a month to, you know, be able to put in orders and run my business, you know, they're charging me to do this. That's just crazy. And whenever we first joined, we've never done direct sales before. I didn't understand why we had to have a system and pay a monthly fee for website and all that stuff, but it makes sense because you get a shopping cart, you get a replicated website, and you get this awesome, you know, business management system is what it is, to work your business with. And if you just sell $40 a month, you've basically paid for that.
right,
So,
right.
yeah, it doesn't, and it's a tax write-off. So, pitch it to people. If they throw a fit, they complain about it, you can talk to them that every single direct sales company has this out there. Pink Zebras is one of the cheapest ones as far as cost, and it's pretty cost effective. So
Yeah.
Okay.
For all you get, yeah.
Yep.
Was it like a few Sonic drinks a month?
Yeah.
I mean, you could look at it that way too.
Right, definitely. Okay, so so those are some of the reasons why people quit. Again, the biggest one maybe their expectations don't match reality, and then some other bit of the big ones, their why isn't big enough and no support. Those are some big ones. Okay. Now we know why people quit, and they're quitting. Sometimes they tell you they'll quit, and they'll actually resign, and then sometimes they just kind of slink off into the shadows, and they're like,
"Are you still
gone.
There?"
They're still showing up in all your reports.
Have you seen the Progressive commercial with Flo where she's outside the Quick
yes.
Stop and she's talking to those guys and then she shrinks back and they're like, "We can still see you." No, you can't.
Yeah.
She's just in the shadows.
Yeah.
I love that.
We've had that happen many times with team members that they just stop talking to you, and you try to reach out and they're not there. They're not responding, and it is frustrating because with Pink Zebra they will go inactive for not having any sales, but they won't be terminated for any length of time. So they could be in there 6 months, a year, 2 years, whatever, for not having any sales, and they'll just be inactive. And so it is frustrating. And one thing that you can do, and we've actually had this conversation, I've had this conversation with a couple of you recently, is talk to them and ask them to resign. And that's one thing that you can do. And all you have to do, I know it's tricky, but then at the same time, it's your business and you are dependent upon your level one. And if your level one isn't doing anything, and for whatever reason, if there's a team underneath them that are doing something, you may have to ask and continue to reach out to this person and say, can you resign? I mean, initially your contact would be something like, "Hey, are you still interested in working Pink Zebra? I'm going to be here for you. I'd love to answer any questions. Have you checked out the new catalog? Blah, blah, blah." I mean, you want to start your conversation like that. And then if they're interested, that's great because you can help build them. If you get no response, or if they're not interested and they're like, "No, I don't think it's for me anymore," then you can say, "Well, have you, officially resigned and sent in your resignation letter?" "No, I didn't know that I had to." "Oh yeah, if you can just send in your resignation letter to customer service at pinkzebrahome.com, that'd be great." And if they don't say anything, you can actually bring that up to them. And sometimes if they're a good friend, or if they're, a close acquaintance or something, you may be able to say, "Hey, it would really help me out if you resigned, because I see the opportunity. I'm working the business, and I'm in this to win it." And and that's okay that they don't see it. I mean, not everybody will. That's okay. But if they can just kind of resign and get themselves out of the way, that would help you out. So if you have any situations like that and you want to talk to us, I mean, we can help you with that. So, but retaining them. Again, you got to be upfront and honest with them, okay? So when you're bringing someone on board to your team, be honest with them. I mean, try not to create these high expectations of this money just rolling in and all this. It's going to take work. They need to realize that it's going to take work. How many times have we been on the phone with people and they're like, "Well, how long is it going to take before I reach $5,000 or $7,000 a month?"
Right.
And we're like, "Yeah, but like 2 years."
Yeah, let me get out my magic ball.
Yeah. It's going to take a while,
Yeah.
It's not going to happen overnight. It's going to take a lot of time and energy to do that. And you need to be upfront and honest with people about that.
Sorry. Okay. Creating a team culture. It's extremely important to have welcome to make people feel like they're welcome, that they're not dumb for asking questions, that you're there, the other teammates are there for them. You want to create like a family type culture and environment.
Right.
right? And have, like with the Facebook group, try to keep negativity off, and things like that. Just try to um, say, well, you're not just by yourself. You're not out there alone doing it.
Hmm.
We're all doing this together.
Right, right. Um, and then along those same lines would be training. So providing training of some sort. I mean, if that is just the Facebook group,
Have to train.
having the files, having a place to go for answers and questions and things like that, being available to them, setting aside time to talk to them, that's all included in the training and
Right.
helping them.
You
Now,
have to train. You have to.
I mean, you really, really need to do that. But at the same time, they shouldn't be able to say that they didn't get training from you and that's why they are failing. Okay, that's not why they're failing, because everyone in this business that started in 2011 or the first of 2012 really didn't have anyone guiding and training.
Right, right.
And so for someone to say that I'm not getting any training and I'm not getting any support, my upline isn't there, and I'm just going to quit, that's just an excuse for them to do that. I mean, that shouldn't be the reason. It should be helpful for them, and you can actually create a more successful team by training. But that shouldn't be the reason that they would quit for lack of training. So, you want to take that?
Oh, yeah. Encouragement. You've got to encourage everybody, even you. Everybody, me, you, everybody likes to hear, great job, you're doing wonderful, or oh, that was amazing, or whatnot. You've got to encourage, even, kind of, I pull this from whenever I was teaching, because every teacher's got those spirited young children that are, we love them, but it can be a challenge, right? But you've always got to find something good about that child. And so even if you have some consultants that, I don't know, for whatever reason you don't get along, or whatever, then maybe they're not doing their best or something, find something about them or something that they've done or something, and put it out there and tell them, great job, encourage them. And also it's important to put it out there to where others can see it. I mean, it's wonderful to say, for me to private message somebody and say, oh, I really liked how you did this. But if I actually put it on the Facebook group to where everybody can see it, it means a little bit more. So really encourage, try to do as much as that as you can, publicly as well as personally.
Privately. Yeah.
Privately, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah. So, the encouragement is big. So another way to fix retention and to help with it, and I know you're probably not going to want to hear this, but it's to sponsor. Keep on sponsoring. Because like I said, you're going to run into that 80-20 rule. And the 80-20 rule says basically that 20% of your team is doing 80% of the volume. 80% of your team is only doing 20% of the volume, and so forth and so on. So for every 10 people that you get, you're only going to have 2, maybe 3 that are going to be still working it after a long period of time. So, you may have 6 or 10 people that you've sponsored right now, and only 3 of them possibly are really working it, and 2 of them may be just really working it.
Right.
And so the way to fix that is to keep on sponsoring, because what happens is that, and I just had a conversation with another team member about this last week, is that you've sponsored so many people, and that's great. That shows that you're a great recruiter, which you definitely need to be, and you bring them in. Just because they stop working the business is not a reflection on you. That's them, okay? It doesn't mean that you failed. Their why wasn't big enough, or their expectations didn't match the reality of it, or they didn't get the support that they needed from family and friends. Has nothing to do with you. But what happens is that you've got all these zeros on your front line that are 0 sales for the month.
Right.
And you're thinking, oh, how do I get them to sell? it's hard, almost impossible to get them back into the game. The best way to do it is when they're first fresh. Now, occasionally somebody may come back into it. You can, from a new catalog or something like that, something sparks them, or they had a life event going on that they had to put everything on hold. I
Or
mean,
somebody under them
yeah,
started
yeah,
doing
somebody,
excellent.
yeah.
They're like, oh, I'm missing out.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Some fire was lit under them. That will happen, but for the most part, to get them back, it's going to be harder to get them back in and motivated and selling and doing all that stuff than it is to go out and find somebody else. And so you can lead them to water, but you can't make them drink, right?
And you can't save everybody.
Right.
I mean, no matter how hard you try to train and contact and all this, there's just some that it's
It
just,
doesn't matter.
yeah, it's just not going to work. But it's still not your fault. It's not a reflection on you.
Yeah. Right.
So
We've signed up, a lot of team members, and we've personally sponsored a lot, and a lot of them aren't doing anything. And it's not that we weren't there and supportive for them. It's something with their own expectations or their support system or their
Life.
life, yeah, all
Life
kinds of
happens.
stuff. So yeah, it really is frustrating, I know, to see all these zeros on your level 1 or level 2 or wherever it is, and you want to try to get them motivated and to sell. And you can offer incentives. You can offer incentives to monthly incentives and team incentives. And what we have found is that by doing that, the ones that are going to get it anyways,
Mhm.
the ones that were going to do the sales, do the parties, sponsor the team members, those ones that get the incentive, they were going to do that anyways. So it's not a whole lot. You may get a couple that see the incentive and shoot for it, but you're not going to get that much more. And so the best thing to do is
But
to
you
keep
have
on
to
sponsoring.
keep on with those, though.
Yeah, you do.
We were just talking about this when Elsie and I went to Texas down with Kendra about this exact same, what you were just saying about. And yeah, that they were, the ones that are working it, they're going to get it, but you've got to keep on.
Yeah.
Keep on, even with them,
Yeah,
I
and that
mean,
goes back into the encouragement and the training, the recognition, and all that kind of stuff.
Right,
So
right.
definitely. Okay, so let's go in and see what questions that we have here.
There we go. Hi, Brett.
Hey, everybody.
Can see my husband's.
Amanda says, my husband doesn't want to know how much
Hey.
I've spent so far. That's okay.
Yep, that's okay. What is that saying? What they don't know won't
Yes,
kill them
that's
or
what
hurt them? Or
Kimberly says that too, right?
oh
here.
yeah,
What
there
they
you
don't
go,
know won't
Kimberly.
harm.
Yep.
Yeah, ignorance is bliss.
Yes.
Oh, until tax time. Yeah.
Dawn, I don't like my upline.
Dawn. Okay, let's see.
Dawn.
Sarah says, I don't even think my upline is selling anymore. If it wasn't for everyone here, I would be so lost. Well, I'm glad you're here.
Yeah, glad you're here.
Let's see.
I think I signed under has quit selling, and that happens a lot. The person you signed under quit selling. Just go to the person above them, above your immediate sponsor.
Okay, let's see. Unless they're selling for, what is this question? So if they're still making their 7% sponsor
Yeah,
commission from
if they
not selling anymore,
yeah, if
No.
they fade away.
yeah, they're not getting. They're
No,
not getting
because
anything.
they have to have their 400 in to get anything, don't they? Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, because if they're not selling,
If
they're
you're not
even
that
getting
$400,
25%.
that $400 per month, that is to be leader commission qualified. And so, in order to receive any commission off your team, which would be the people that you sponsor as well, you have to have that $400 in retail sales. Now, to get your own 25% base commission, you don't have to. I mean, you could sell $200 and you get your 25%. $400, you still get your 25%, but now you're getting the commissions off your team, and that's what that is.
But if somebody's died away and they're not selling,
Yeah, if they're not doing anything.
then and they're not putting in their 400, they're not going to get
right.
anything.
Lena says, how large should your team be before providing training? In my group of 9, the same 3 are viewing the posts. I don't know what to do if I offer training. Won't get a decent turnout. You have to be there for them day one.
Yeah.
For everyone, and that's all that you can do. If it's the same 3 that keep showing up, then that's great because those 3 are interested. But if you have, 9 total and 3 are showing up, that's about what I was saying, that you're going to have 2 to 3 out of every 10 that are really, working in the business and see the opportunity. So the way to fix that is to sponsor more. And so, we've done, talks about sponsoring and what to do about that. In fact, last week we talked about online marketing. And so that's a huge, huge thing that you can look at. Let's see. Yeah. So do you all offer incentives to get people to sign up? We have in the past.
We have.
We haven't in a long time.
Right.
And the reason is because, back when we were, I don't know, 2 months into the business, something like that, 2 or 3 months, we actually bought somebody's kit.
Yes, we did. We
made that mistake.
We had no idea who that person was.
We didn't know. Here she is, a single mom. She's going to have the money. We were desperate. We wanted to build a team. We saw the opportunity. What did we do? We were stupid and we bought her kit.
Learn from our mistake.
Do not buy somebody's kit. Okay? I don't care if they signed a waiver and said that they promised to pay. Don't buy their kit, because what happens is that it goes back to that investment. How much did they invest in the business? 0. Okay? Let me see, right there, 0.
Yeah.
They didn't invest anything, and so there's no incentive for them to stay in it and work it. All right. Now, if they want to earn their kit by having a $500 party, then that's great. They can maybe earn their kit. Okay, but they're going to have a party, and then you can use that commission from the party to pay for the kit. You get the host rewards and blah blah blah. Whatever, we've talked about that before in the past. So don't buy anybody's kit. And that kind of goes back into giving out incentives to join. And we see this happen. We've done it in the past.
Yeah.
We've given actual money for people to join the team, like a $25 discount on the enrollment kit. We've done that in the past. What we have found from that and what we've learned is that, yes, you may get more people because they're going to find that discount nice and they're going to say, oh, I want the kit. But it goes back to how much did they invest into it? They invested, if the kits are on sale $25, from normal price. So this month, $75, okay? And then you give another $25, so it's like $50 for them to join. You've now shrunk that down, okay, that amount to enroll down to $50. How easy is it going to be for them to walk away from $50? Pretty easy. Okay, we haven't offered an incentive to join in a long time, and
one incentive that we have done that I kind of like. I mean, if you feel like you get better response, and you're the type that just, I want to offer them something, then go with $25 and free product after they join, or $25 and free product when they hit their quick start.
Right.
Something like that is what we suggest.
Done more.
Yeah,
and
that's what we've done. And if we do incentives, that's really the only one that we do.
And the reason that you would want to do that, the reason the reason that we do that is because you get sales credit for that product. So if you offer a $25 in product for joining your team, or if you offer a $50 in product for them hitting their quick start, or whatever you want to do, then you can go in and that counts towards your monthly qualification. So that helps with maintaining and things like that, if you want to do that.
Yeah, and they can either keep that or they can turn around and sell it for 100% profit. So it works both ways.
Right. Dawn says, I was burned buying someone's kit. Yep. Exclamation. She was going to pay it in 2 days, never did. Still trying to get my money. Never do it. Yes, don't do that. I mean, it doesn't matter if you're, and we completely understand, you're desperate. You're wanting to build your team.
We did it. We were there. We paid for somebody's, it's a rite of passage, almost.
Yes.
Don't let it be yours.
Yeah, don't let it be yours. If they're wanting, and if they have somebody else wanting, going to offer to buy their kit, let them go. Let them go, because what did I just say? That cost for them to enroll is at 0. Their commitment level is going to be almost 0. Okay, you're not going to see it, and I guarantee. And you're saying, well, Brett, there may be. You never know. Okay, there may be 1 out of every 20 or 15 or whatever. You may get lucky, okay, but don't take that chance. If they see the opportunity and they want to work it, then they'll pay the $99 or whatever it is that month to join, okay?
And you know, another thing that I would do is if you think ahead, take some time wherever you are, whatever, and think of a response that you can say to somebody if they say, well, are you offering anything, or somebody else is offering this, can you offer that, or whatever. Prepare yourself and take some time and write something out so that you're armed with a response, because I know you don't want to just say, oh, well, I'm not going to do that, you might as well go sign with them.
Right.
You don't really want to do that, okay?
Right.
So, but arm yourself with something up here that you've already prepared to help counteract that response or that comment
that
or
objection
whatever.
or something.
Yeah.
And one thing that we do to kind of battle that is that we will say that you get us. You know, it's almost like a 2-for-1.
Duh!
2-for-1 special. Blue light special, aisle 3.
Yeah.
You know, I
Yeah.
mean, you get basically 2 sponsors that are going to be there for you, because we treat our team as one team.
But
Even
that's
though,
not the norm, though.
right, that's not the norm. But that's something that you can do. You can show them how supportive that you will be.
Be confident. You
yeah.
get me.
Even though, and this goes back into not just discounts, but location. You know, why should I join your team because you're, 500, 600 miles away instead of
yeah.
somebody 10 minutes down the road? And you need to talk to them and say, I will be there for you. It doesn't matter how far away we are. I'm going to be here. And if you can show that you're going to be there and that you're going to take an interest into them and you're going to train and encourage and you're upfront, you're honest, and you're all this stuff with them, it doesn't matter if somebody's, 2 houses down the street. If they don't get that connection and they don't feel that, they're not going to join, because ultimately they're not joining Pink Zebra, they're joining you. And so you need to come across and make that connection. We've talked about that in the past too, about joining you, and don't make it all about Pink Zebra, but make it about what you are providing to them. So
yeah, and it's really important, and we try to we keep this mentality all the time. We would be nowhere without you.
Right.
Nowhere. And we remember that, and we know that. And so you need to have the same thing, because you wouldn't be anywhere without the people underneath you. So don't ever let that leave your mind. Don't ever forget that.
Right.
So.
Angie says, I'm desperate, LOL.
I know.
I know. Get out there and do the things that you're doing, and do some things that we have recommended, and they will start coming in. I promise you they will. The number one reasons why people don't sponsor is because they're not getting out there and posting on Facebook. The March incentive to join does not count as getting out there.
You're as the sole
right
getting out there.
Yeah, you can't say, well, I posted the incentive to join on my fan page that 20 people like. You can't do that.
And they're all family members or consultants already themselves.
Or maybe there's 2,000 people that like your fan page. You still can't say that I did that and that counts. That does not count. You've got to be getting out there and talking to people. So,
what's this one here?
If
you have any questions, go ahead and post them.
Right now, they could sign up and go to Reunion, couldn't they? Yes.
Yeah.
And they can actually sign up for the Easy Pay, the 3 installments. I saw that they brought that back. So,
I've never had to pay for Reunion.
Lucky.
I know that's isn't it a little braggy? That's a little self-centered.
Snotty.
I'm sorry. It
You're
kind
snotty.
of was, wasn't it? But I've never had to pay
two
for
shoes.
it. I'm sorry. It just dawned on me right then in that moment. So
the
sorry.
first year at Reunion, the very first Reunion, Pink Zebra Reunion, August of 2012. They anyone that was a manager and above didn't have to pay, and
there were only 10 of us.
And you got your hotel room.
Yeah, that
was nice too.
That was nice. So, but yes, they can sign up.
This is the first year I don't have to pay. Executive managers and above.
Are they sticking with that?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, I know. Well, I don't have to pay.
Sweet. Get to executive manager. Okay. Pink light special. It's true. Pink light special, aisle 3. Okay.
Let's see. Candace says, I had that happen. She chose the other person and now gets no support and training. She tells me how often she regrets it. Exactly.
Yeah, I had somebody do that from
Yep.
Florida.
Yep. Same thing.
The lady even asked me, she goes, well, my friend's going to pay for my kit, so I'm going to sign up under her, but can I still come to you for all my help? I know, and I was like,
hello.
I said, well, you'll have to go to your sponsor for a lot of it, and I can help you every once in a while, but, I mean, she just, like, came out and asked me that. I was like, no, I shouldn't say no, but it's like, golly, she should answer your questions. Anyways.
Right.
But, yeah.
And Candace, it's frustrating when that happens because you know that you could be there for them and they join because they're getting a discount, or they're joining because a person's closer, whatever the reason. They're joining because it's a family member or something, they feel obligated. I mean, we've heard it all, and it is frustrating. I mean, don't get me wrong, we know what you're talking about. The only thing that you can do is let go of it and just keep on sponsoring. That's the only thing that you can do.
Keep it on, keep it on.
But I know it makes you want to say to yourself, and you think, well, I'm going to offer a discount. And you can if you want to. We're not saying, I mean, it's your business.
Yeah,
you do whatever.
It's just our suggestion.
It's our opinion.
Yeah, our opinion.
It's whatever you want to do.
It's your business.
You can give away kits all day long if you want to. You can give $25, $50 discounts in cash money back to join if you want to. We don't see the benefit of it. We haven't seen the benefit in it. They're not committed as much as they would be as if they paid the $100. And even at $100, people aren't committed all the time. And so it's totally up to you. Amanda says, what do you tell people who ask how much per month you make? They want to hear actual success stories. Is it taboo to share stuff like that? We
share.
We share. Maybe not necessarily a dollar amount, but we would share.
If somebody comes right out and asks me, like if I'm talking to a potential and they're on their phone, they're like, okay, so tell me, how much do you make versus what you were? I would tell them.
Yeah.
I would share anything like that, one-on-one like that on the phone and things.
Well, and if you're like at an event or something and there's lots of people standing around, I mean, sometimes if you say, I'm making, I don't know, $5,000 a month or $2,000 a month or $1,000 a month or $10,000 or $20,000, whatever you say, sometimes people be like, yeah, whatever, But if you don't say a number and you say, I'm able to pay both my car payments and my house payment, that weighs a lot more than the money, the dollar amount. Yeah. Because people can relate to my house payment, my car payments, my cell phone payment, they can relate to that because they can come out in their head and they can say, oh, wow, well, my mortgage payment is this much. And, it doesn't matter how much yours is for you to say that. So
Right.
I think it's better to say it in that you were able to pay, for this. Now, when Roxy started, within 6 weeks, her first commission check was enough to pay for both our car payments. And we used that in, at shows and parties and things like that. We would tell people, Roxy, her first commission check was enough to pay for both our car payments. Now, our car payments could have been $150 a piece. They could have been $500 a piece. But
they could be paid off.
Right. Now, we didn't actually use it to pay for car payments. We used it to put back into our business and do all that. But the point is that you tell somebody that it's an amount and they can relate that and say, oh, well, my car payment is, $300 a month. And wow, that would be nice to get my car paid every month. So.
But yeah, Amanda, share with whatever you're comfortable with. No, it wasn't you. Arlene, I'm in Florida. Yeah, no, it wasn't you.
Arlene.
The girl late now has moved on to paparazzi, the $5 jewelry thing. Yeah, so whatever.
Yeah, what?
Her loss, I guess.
Yeah. Thank you, Arlene. We're glad you chose the team too.
Yes. Sorry,
That's
I
awesome.
didn't read the second part. I was just,
Okay, so what if you are new and you aren't making much yet? Maybe say what you make per average party,
Uh-huh.
per party.
Yeah.
You can say that. You can also rely on stories of your upline. Until you build your stories up,
Mhm.
definitely use your upline's story.
Mhm.
You've got to. And if that includes us, or if that includes, above us, use whoever you have to, or use, somebody in the catalog. I mean, you can, until you have those stories built up, and, because maybe you just started and you don't know. You may be
Right.
making just your 25%, and the first month you've had some really good parties. Maybe you had $1,000 party and you just made $250. I mean, that's great. And you can share that, and do share that.
Mhm.
But
And Pink Zebra, the company itself, the average party, they say the average party is 400.
Yeah.
So you can use that fact as well,
okay.
All right. Any more
Any
questions?
other questions? No? No?
I think
Okay,
we're
well,
out of
I
questions.
hope this was informative. Dawn says, that's what I tell my team to say. Just checking. Thanks. You're welcome. And hope this was informative, and hope you all enjoyed it. Again, why people quit, you need to know why they quit, and you need to help with retention. And so, review the video, go back over some of those points. Biggest one is that expectations don't match reality. So help them with that up front. And if you can show them that it's going to take a lot of work and a lot of time, and they know that up front, then they aren't going to give up as easily. So,
Right.
Okay.
Awesome.
All right. Well, if you have any questions, post in our group or contact us. And as always, sprinkle on.
Yeah. Peasy out. Bye.
Bye.